Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode here on the John Noob channel. Today we will be playing Britannic, Patroness of the Mediterranean. We will be touring the ship and then in the next episode we will be doing the sinking. Now, a little bit of a backstory on why we are playing this specific game. The Britannic, as you can see here, a sister ship to the Titanic and the Olympic, built for the White Star Line by Harland and Wolff shipyards in Belfast. Her launch was in 1914. Now, as many people know, the First World War began in 1914, and so during her fitting out process, i.e. when she was to be completed and after her launch have her interiors and exteriors completed, the Royal Navy seized her and converted her into a hospital ship. Many merchant ships of this size and every size was converted into either hospital ships, troop carriers or merchant cruisers. The Britannic were converted into a hospital ship. Her sister ship, the Olympic, were converted into a troop carrier ship, and the Titanic was already gone, sunk. Her main rivals, such as the Mauretania and the Aquitania, also were converted into hospital ships for times and troop carrying passenger vessels for times. They changed what duty they were carrying out a couple of times. The Britannic and the Olympic did never change it. The Olympic carried troops, the Britannic were a hospital ship. Now, the Britannic were lost and sunk by a mine outside the island of Kea in Greece, the 21st of November 1916. The Britannic and the Olympic class, the Titanic, the Olympic and the Britannic, has been an interest of mine for many years. I could most likely walk this ship and the Olympic and the Titanic blindfolded. I know every corner of the ship. You can probably understand why I am geeking out over this and why I am telling you this in such a manner. I just want you to have a backstory on why we are specifically playing this game today. Now, let's begin touring, shall we? There we are, the forward grand staircase. Now, I am on board the RMS Britannic, as she was supposed to look like in her civilian colours, and she did look like this before she was converted into a hospital ship for a small period of time. That's why we are technically in Belfast, where she was created. Now, this is one of the most famous parts of the Olympic class, and when I say the Olympic class I mean Titanic, Olympic and Britannic. This is quite famous because, well, it is beautiful. Look at it. Now, the Britannic had some slight differences to the Olympic and the Titanic's grand staircase. You might be noticing the massive organ. In Titanic and Olympic's case, you could walk around here and get to the other side. Now you can't. And they installed these humps on every set of the grand staircase to make sure that people didn't fall over here accidentally. Yes, that did happen. And as we walk down, we can see Honor and Glory crowning time up there. A beautiful piece of artwork in wood paneling. There is a piano in the corner, and if we walk through here, if I remember correctly, yes, we can get to the elevators on the boat deck. Now, when I say the boat deck, I mean the deck where the boats are on. If we look out the windows, we might be able to spot some lifeboats. No, sorry, we are not able to spot some lifeboats, but it's on the same deck as the lifeboats. On the Titanic and the Olympic, the lifts did not go up to this height. They only went to A deck and down to E deck, but on Britannic it goes from boat deck and all the way down to E deck. They are not in use. Sorry, we cannot use them. As you can see here, it is on C deck, and I don't remember if we can walk so far down on this model. But here is A deck. If we walk here, here is the lifts, and if we walk forward into these doors, they are very hard to get through. We get into the crew accommodation, where the crew would have slept, and the captain's cabin should be down here. We can't walk into any of them. We can only walk in the corridor. So let's get back to the grand staircase, if I can get through the door. Now, this is, if we look out the windows, we can see the A-deck promenade. And that's basically the most interesting thing here. Beautiful painting, with beautiful woodwork around it. And now we are down to B deck. Look at the beautiful paneling and blue floor. It's really beautiful. Now on the Olympic and Titanic it wasn't a blue floor directly. Oh, I forgot. Here's the post office. This is where you could deliver your mail. If I remember correctly, yes, this is the post office. You could stand in line here, and the postman, you can hand the postman your cards, and it would probably be sent by the end of the day. Now if we walk forward here, we get into a cabin, which we're going to do just after this. Get into some Georgian cabins, I believe. Now, C deck. They have begun packing things up for transportation away from the ship. That's why they have made sure I can't walk down here, because they can't let me walk down there. But I believe there should be a way. I heard rumors of it, but I'm not going to try to find it today. Might do that in another video. Blah, blah. This is the purser's office, where the purser would sit. He would help the crew and mostly passengers on board the Britannic to find other passengers' cabins, to safeguard things in his safe. You could talk to the purser and he would probably serve you whatever you wanted. Now, let's go back up to B deck to walk to the beautiful cabins in here. Finally, the organ music stops. 21st of August 1915, Belfast, Ireland. The HMHS Britannic. Oh, I do not like those info bars, I know it very well myself. Welcome to a Georgian Suite, if I remember correctly. Some white star paper on the desk. This has beautiful woodwork, white, very white. And it has beautiful furniture in wood with beautiful gold rings. And all the saucers and teacups and all the bowls and all the things you need. Here's a bedroom, sink. I am a vampire, I have no reflection. And here we can see Belfast. Now Belfast has changed quite a bit since the Britannic, the Titanic and the Olympic was built here. Of course, So have most cities since 1911 to 1914. Toilet, as you could saw. Oh, I forgot. The own enclosed promenade space for themselves. Now, on Olympic, this space and in the entire length of the ship, on both sides, would have been a B-deck. Promenade, but on Titanic they removed the B-deck promenade and created suites such as these. And it was because they changed it because on the Olympic the A-deck promenade was much more successful than the B-deck promenade, and they thought it a waste of space. And White Star did love to use their space. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I'm taking a guess and saying it's a cupboard. I was wrong in what I said. This is the Georgian Suite. It is situated on C deck, and it has a much more white style than the Regal Suite on B deck. As we can see out the windows here is Belfast as well. The beautiful paneling and the beautiful marble. Even the beds have many panels on them. It is quite beautiful. You can see the gold and the fine blue woodwork, the green curtains, the floorboard as you can see it here. It is very beautiful indeed. Now, I welcome you to the swimming bath on board the Britannic. Now, the swimming pool, as you would normally call it, officially called swimming baths, were much more simple, much more plain, much more iron, steel and tiled Olympic and the Titanic, because, well, the technology wasn't there yet, but as you can see here, the Britannic has evolved itself with paneling on the wall, and the showers are much more high-tech, to say it in the 1914 standards. As you can see them here, towels and furniture. It's a real swimming pool, worthy of an Olympic class liner, and it's a shame that it would not really see much use due to, well, the unfortunate sinking of the Britannic. Many showers and changing rooms here too, and the rest here is changing rooms. I don't think they are. I don't remember if they are split into genders. I don't think so, but Google it. I'm not an expert, even though I have researched many things about this. Now here we can see the E-deck landing of the grand staircase, which we were on earlier. Here's a watertight bulkhead, watertight door. Here's some electrical stuff. As said, it is being taken down because, well, Britannic is being readied for war, so this will all be removed. No, I don't think the swimming pool will be removed, but I think many of the paneling and many such things will be removed. So, it is such a shame what happened to the Britannic. Look at the beautiful funnels. What a beautiful ship the Britannic could have been. And this... Fuck off. I don't like those info boxes. Now, this is a lifeboat davit, or a gantry davit. This is new technology for the time, which makes it easier to have more lifeboats on top of each other and still being used by the same davit. This davit is extremely long and extremely heavy. But the reason it is so long is when it is extended across to the sides, the lifeboat can be lowered at a much bigger angle of list. List is when the ship is rolling to one side. It is able to launch at a much higher list than a usual davit, like, say, this one could. If, say, the ship listed a few degrees towards port, I believe, it would be swinging inwards. Port is left. I don't remember. I believe it's left. And this lifeboat would, of course, swing inwards towards the funnels. But then it would be quite impossible to lower it down the side. That's the problem. Now, I welcome you to the Britannic's bridge. This is the bridge, and this is the wheelhouse. The Britannic and the Titanic and the Olympic all had one, and they all had the exact same design of bridge. The only difference to Britannic's bridge that I can remember off the top of my head is something that is hilariously called Monkey Island. And this is a simple platform with a compass up here. I don't really know why the White Star Line decided to have it like that, but they did. And something that was different on the Olympic, the first of the Olympic class ships, was that this, which is the bridge wing, didn't overhang over the side of the ship, but on Titanic and Britannic it did. This, in my opinion, gives the bridge wing a better view. If I can have a view of the bridge overhang. You can't see it directly, but it's over by a few centimeters. Notice, passengers are not allowed forward of this point. Well, I do not care. No, I will not do like the King of the World shit, but it is a beautiful view. Here's a perfect spot to take a screenshot. There we are. Love taking screenshots in this game. It's such a beautiful game. The developers of Titanic Honor and Glory really deserve. Okay. Now let's walk down the A-deck promenade, shall we? Look. It is like on the Titanic, enclosed halfway, and then open the other half. This you can see is the split. Open, enclosed. Enclosed means basically it's a window. A wall with windows. Sun chairs, and you can look into the aft grand staircase if I remember correctly. Yes, this is the aft grand staircase. Yes, there are two on the ships. All three ships had an aft and a forward grand staircase. In here is either the Palm Court or the Veranda Cafe restaurants. I don't remember which one is which, but they are collectively restaurants on the back of the ship. Palm Court and the Veranda Cafe. There you see more gantry davits. Now, when we walk down here, there is a big difference from what the Olympic and the Titanic had. At this expansion joint, or I don't remember, but down here it should be down a deck. This would be before the poop deck, which is the afters end of the ship. There would be a drop down like at the bow, the front of the ship. But it isn't, it is enclosed, and I shall show you how and why. Because it gives third class, oh, it's going night time. It gives third class some nice promenade space. This should all have been open, no deck above. If I remember correctly, this should be the second class gymnasium, giving second class on the Britannic also a nice spot of gym in the morning. This down here, I believe, is... No, it's not the general space, that's at the bow. It goes down to Scotland Road. Scotland Road is the corridor connecting the entire third class section of the front of the ship to the stern of the ship. Now there's a roof up here, which also is different. Now, when the Britannic was in her HMHS colours, her hospital ship colours, HMHS stands for His Majesty's Hospital Ship, there was a morgue here. And if you don't know what a morgue is, it's where it's basically a big freezer where the dead people lay. I like to have added the sound effects of a flag, but there is no flag. Well. They do their best. And then here is another set of lifeboats. It is simple. It is the same gantry davits as at the forward parts of the ship. Thank you very much. Now, we are back on the palm court and veranda calf on A deck. I was thinking of something to show you, but I don't remember what I was thinking. Yes, I'm going to give you a fun fact. That's what I'm going to give you. No, those stairs simply don't work. Or ladder, whatever the yes you want to call it. This is the smoking room. Only for men. Yeah, it would be beautiful and in general beautiful. Beautiful paneling. And a fireplace and stuff like that. There's a staircase behind here to get you up onto boat deck again. But no, what I'm going to show you now is something. It's one of the most basic facts to learn about the Olympic class. Now you notice coming out of the 3 forward funnels. 1, 2, 3. But the aft one, or back one, doesn't. Well, because it isn't. It is a dummy. There simply won't come any smoke out of it because it isn't connected to a boiler room. It is simply ventilation. White Star Line wanted, since they were competing with Cunard's, Lusitania and Mauritania, they wanted to compete with them, and therefore, since the Lusitania and Mauritania had 4 funnels, Harland and Wolff and White Star Line agreed that there should be 4 funnels on our ships, and there are, but the aftest one is just a dummy. It would smell of cooking sometimes, some passengers reported on board the Olympic, because, well, it is ventilation to the kitchen. All 3 kitchens. Down here, we can, if I remember correctly, when we are up, if I can get back up there, come on. Right, when you look down here, you can see smidges of the engine, if I remember correctly. I believe the engine's down there. Yes, I think so. I don't know why these hatches are open. I don't think they are supposed to either, but they are. Just to give us a sneak peek, I would gather. This is inside. I believe this goes down to boiler room 6, as we saw earlier. I think we was in there. That is, I believe that. No, that's in front. I don't remember. Why am I getting stuck in everything? No, that is as northern lights fly over us. I think that ends our tour of the Britannic. Yes, the water physics are a bit weird, I know. I think that ends our tour. We have seen most of the open spaces and most of the interior spaces. Now, I just want to say that the Britannic, if she was given the opportunity, she would have been a beautiful ship. A beautiful ship which might have made White Star Line the most powerful steamship line in the world. But sadly, both the Britannic and the Titanic was lost, and then the sad Olympic, well, it was left alone without a sister ship. Now, let me give you the rest of the story. When World War I was over, both the Britannic and the Titanic was gone. Titanic had sunk before World War I, as we know, but the Britannic sank during it. In 1918, the war was over. Olympic returned back to passenger service after she had transported troops during World War. She got a major refit and became more popular, and they included it by, for example, painting the grand staircase green, and they put the shear line, the yellow line between the white and the black of the ship, as you can see here, a few feet down, just down of the nameplate. They changed some of the rooms, they edited some of the cabins, they updated the swimming baths, and simply she had a better time. But White Star Line would never recover fully from losing both the Britannic and the Titanic. They would receive, I don't remember the name, but I believe they received the Hamburg America Line's Bismarck and renamed it. So Olympic had some running mates, but never had the full sister ships that she was supposed to have. In 1934, Cunard Line, the White Star Line's most fierce rival, and the White Star Line was forced by the government in the United Kingdom to merge and form the Cunard White Star. And since Cunard at the time had a bit more ships than the White Star Line, the government claimed that Cunard was the majority shareholder in the company. Now, a couple of years before the merger, the White Star Line had scrapped some of their ships. If they hadn't done this, they might have been able to come out on top, but they didn't. And so, in 1936, the RMS Olympic and the RMS Mauritania, her major rival on the North Atlantic, was sold for scrap and sailed her last voyage. And with that, it was the end of the Olympic class liners, and really the end of the White Star Line. White Star Line ships would continue to serve under the Cunard White Star name, and the White Star Line had some new ships built just before they merged with Cunard. The MV Britannic, not this Britannic, but the MV Britannic, standing for motor vessel, and the MV Georgic. These vessels would be retired, and the MV Britannic would be the last White Star liner retired from service in the 1960s. There are actually color photographs of the MV Britannic in service. That is astonishing to think of color photographs of a White Star liner. Today, the White Star Line is gone because in the 1960s, 50s, 60s, the Cunard bought out the White Star part of the company, and White Star Line ceased to exist, returning to simply Cunard. White Star Line is still technically in existence through the Cunard line, but in effect the company is gone. All Cunard ships today fly the White Star Line flag on the 15th and 14th of April to commemorate the Titanic disaster. All Cunard Line ships would continue to fly the White Star flag under the Cunard flag until the last White Star liners were retired from service in 1960 something. There is still one White Star liner left, and that is the SS Nomadic, the tender ship built for the Nomadic class, Olympic class, sorry. She had a sister ship, the Traffic, which was lost during one of the wars. The Nomadic became a floating restaurant in Paris, and then started to rust away. The citizens and the government of Belfast, Ireland, where the Olympic class and Nomadic was built, bought the ship and restored her. You can still visit the ship in Belfast today. And with that ends the story. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.